Stay tuned for some eBay updates. Hey guys, Ken here. Welcome back to the channel. Well, I wanted to do this video to give you some updates about what's happening with eBay and this crazy thing we're going through. We're all going through it. And, some other things that, some other perspectives I've looked at, and just share my thoughts with you and hopefully get your thoughts in the comments. Okay, let's start with the eBay standard envelope system. As you know, with this whole fiasco about the categories changing on eBay, when that happened, the eBay standard envelope system did a crash and burn. Okay, it was not working. In fact, I had a sale when that happened, and I had to send one of my postcards to a customer, the old PWE method, which is plain white envelope. And, it wasn't too bad because they lived in California. I live in Oregon, so they're only one state below me. So, I used that system for over a year and never had any problems with it. It's just that there's no tracking. But like I said, they're only a state away, so not a big deal. I'm not worried about it. In fact, I think he gave me positive feedback already. I'd have to check that. But yeah, the eBay standard envelope system is now working. And the reason I know that is because I've had 4 sales since then, and every single one, when I went in to print the label, the option was there. Whereas before, it was asking us to ship it media mail. Well, I don't know if you know this or not, eBay, but postcards don't qualify for media mail. And how do I know that? Because I've asked the post office. I've asked several people in the post office if it qualified, and they said, no, it does not qualify for media mail. So why they would give that to us as an option, I have no clue. Maybe it was another glitch. I don't know. But anyway, the system is fixed. It's working now. I've had several people comment that said it was working for them, but I had to, prove it to myself. And I was hoping and praying it would, because with the eBay standard envelope system, you're allowed to put tracking. Even though it's not USPS tracking, it's a third-party tracking, it's still tracking. And you can upload tracking to your order, to your sale, which, by the way, is a requirement for if you are a top-rated seller. Before I wasn't. When I was using the PWE method before, for that whole year, I was not a top-rated seller. I just became a top-rated seller recently. And I looked at the qualifications on their page, and the very last qualification said you had to have the ability to upload tracking, which means if I couldn't upload tracking because the system was broke, then I might have lost my my status, and that wouldn't have been good. But it's fixed now, and it's working. At least for the last 4 sales, it's worked for me. Hopefully it doesn't glitch. But anyway, wanted to update you on that. Now let's get to everybody's favorite topic. The item specifics. Yeah. When I first noticed that there was a problem with the item specifics, I went into one of my listings, and this was after they had changed over the categories to topographical and non-topographical. I noticed all my item specifics were gone, and I was upset because I've got over, I think, close to 2,200 listings. I mean, some people got like 25,000, but I had 2,200. And I explained to a person on eBay for Business, I contacted a rep on Facebook, and I was expressing to her that, are you kidding me? Do you know how much work this is going to be if I have to go in and basically, populate all those fields all over again from scratch, one at a time? It will take a year, And she assured me that I didn't have to do that, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But what I realized after I said that was, even before this whole mess started with the changing of categories, if you went into a previous template, like let's say you wanted to do a sell similar, and you chose a template that was used before, and you did sell similar, and then that way you wouldn't have to type as much. If you ever change the category within that, interface, the item specifics disappear because it's a new category. And I realized that after I had, gotten all upset over this, seeing that all my item specifics were gone, But the thing is, that's just the normal way it happens. You change categories, and that's what happens. Well, that's what eBay did. They moved it to a different category. And as a result of that, what happened was I lost all my item specifics. I mean, every one of them were gone. And I had to start from scratch. But the thing is, with that, I contacted this lady on eBay for Business on Facebook. And that's the quickest way I know that I can get a hold of someone. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not the type of person that has a concierge where I have a personal rep and I can call them. I have to go through eBay for Business. And so I contacted them and expressed my discontent, with this. And I didn't hold back. Now, I wasn't rude. I was professional, as I always am. But I was just expressing to her that, I told her, I have a YouTube channel. And I said, my subscribers are furious over this. I mean, livid. I mean, have you seen Don, the auction professor's video lately? I mean, he was so incensed and so angry. I've never seen him that angry. And, justifiably so, because Don has like 26,000 listings on eBay. And he said that he never goes through a day without making sales. I mean, every day he's making hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And yet, when I saw his video and how outraged he was, I said, why is he so angry? He said, I haven't made a sale in 2 days. Not one sale. And he said, that's just not acceptable. And then he went into a lot of other points that I'm not going to, go into that. If you want to watch the video, it's on YouTube. What she explained to me was that when the system fully updates, and she said that's going to happen probably around October 19th. That's what we've been told. I don't know if that's going to be true or not, but that's what we're told. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on that. What she told me was after that date, all of the item specifics that were there prior to this category change thing would be reinstated. Now, I thought about that and I'm like, how could they be reinstated if you've changed the category that wipes out the item specifics? At least that's the way it's always been in the past. So how could they be reinstated if you're changing a category? So it doesn't fit into the way it used to be. But I don't know, maybe they changed things. I'm hoping they've changed things because that means that most of my item specifics will probably those fields will be repopulated and I won't have to do as much work. Now, I say that because you will have to do some work. What they did was they added more item specifics. Like we need more, okay? And it's probably going to have recommendations. I mean, right now on my page on eBay, every single one of my listings says at least 7 to 10 recommendations. Every single one. So even when this thing fully updates, I'm sure there's going to be a few recommendations that we're going to have to go in there and populate, manually. And I don't know if you can do that in bulk. I guess maybe you could do that in bulk if you had a very similar card or the same exact card or something. And you could probably do it in bulk. If you've got all different cards, all one-off sales, I don't see how you can do that in bulk. If you know a way that you can do that, please feel free to share it with everybody in the comments because I have no idea. I've been on eBay since 2002. I've used the bulk editor before, but not on anything like this. So hopefully, that will take effect and there'll be minimum amount of work that we have to do as far as updating because they're telling us that everything has to be, all the permanent ones, not the suggested ones, but all the required ones are going to have to be updated by, I think, mid-February, or else eBay won't allow you to list that item on eBay until it's updated. That's what's happening with that, okay? Let's see, what else is happening in the world of reselling? With this category change, everybody's sales just about have tanked. Now, I do see a lot of people on YouTube where their sales are going great. I don't know, maybe this doesn't apply to them, I don't know. But for the most part, from what I've seen, from what I've heard, people's sales are tanking. And, Don, the auction professor, brought a really good point, and it just resonated through it. I think it went viral. And that is, what kind of a company makes changes at the beginning of Q4? He said, nobody does that, okay? Because Q4 is the busiest time of the year. It's the time where most resellers make most of their money. He said in his video that a lot of retailers make up to 70% of their income during just Q4. So why would you make changes just before the start of the busiest season of the year? Okay? it would make sense that if you did that like months in advance and you beta tested it, ooh, there's a word that eBay probably needs to learn. If you beta test it, and instead of just throwing it out there and hope it works, and then just try to fix it as things break and people complain, and there's been a lot of complaints, but that's, I don't know, that seems to be their, way of doing thing. They've done it year after year. I don't know why they continue to do that, but anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. But the thing is, hopefully, things will start to get better and people will start making more sales. If you've been impacted by this, if your sales have been tanking, or if you've been making more sales, or what you're doing, please share it in the comments. Now, another point I wanted to go over, and that is, I was seriously considering opening up another account on like hip postcards, okay? Because with all this craziness going on with eBay, if eBay went under, if they tanked, if they got bought out by Amazon, I mean, there was rumors floating, all kinds of rumors. I was really seriously considering hip postcards as a second backup alternative. But I'm a realist, okay? In other words, I look at the pros and the cons. And if the pros far outweigh the cons, then I'll consider going with something. But if the cons outweigh the pros, then that's a deal breaker. And I looked at hip postcards, and honestly, it's a great site. But what I saw was, I think because of the fact that it is primarily targeted mostly towards postcards and other types of ephemera, type of historic products, like maybe stamps or paperwork or documents, or but I mean, even the site's name is Hip Postcards. I think most of their focus goes towards postcards, and because of that, it's such a niche market. Unlike eBay, where you can sell anything and everything, it's not as saturated. I think hip postcards just got really oversaturated. I mean, I looked at the sellers when I was considering all this, and I found one seller that has over 1 million cards on that site. I don't know how long he's been doing this, maybe 30 years, I don't know, but he's got over 1 million postcards in his store. A lot of the sellers there have upwards of 900,000, 8, 7, 6, 500,000. That's 500,000. Some of the lower end ones, they had only 50,000 or 60,000 or 100,000. I saw a couple that had 25,000, but still, the market is so saturated with just mainly postcards over there that I think the opportunity to make more sales, it's there, but it's slim. Now, I can only document that off of what I've seen. I've researched this through certain people that I know on YouTube and, that sell over at Hip. One guy, I won't name names, but one gentleman, he has like 74 or 75,000 postcards on Hip. And he was doing a live video stream one time, and he said he hasn't made a sale in 2 weeks. And he's got 75,000 cards, okay? Do you know how long it would take me to start up a store and get to 75,000 cards? It would take years, okay? There was another person over there that I've seen on YouTube, and I think he's got like 24 or 25,000. And whenever he talks about Hip, it's like, well, I made one sale at Hip. This week I made no sales. This week I made 2 sales. So I looked at that and I'm like, is this really worth my time? Because I'm not here to, disrespect this website, but I just think it's so oversaturated that your chances of making good sales over there may or may not be doable. Okay. Now, I'm sure there are people that make good sales. In fact, I saw I read one of their boards, and I saw one of their reps, over there that I guess works for the company. And somebody was asking, because they were considering joining Hip, and they were saying, can you really make sales on this site? And they told them point blank, they said, well, the people that do the best here are the people that have thousands and tens of thousands of cards already in their store. And if you're just starting out, even if you had that in your inventory, it's going to take you a while to do that. And then I looked at the fact that, okay, I'm going to have to open up another platform. It's going to cost me another monthly fee, which isn't as expensive as eBay. I mean, their basic store, I think, was $6.95 a month, where eBay's is like $21.95. But the thing is, there was that, and then there was, I'm a sole proprietor. I mean, I don't have any employees or people helping me list or anything like that. Some people do, and that takes some of the load off of them. But I'm just me by myself, and I just can't imagine how much time. And I've said it on so many videos before, and I try to keep sharing this with people, is that what some people don't realize is that time in business is money. Okay, the more time you spend doing something else other than listing and getting your postcards up so it can be for sale, because if it's not up there and people don't see it, they can't buy it. Okay, so if you're spending all your time having to correct mistakes like we're having to do on eBay right now, or if you're listing and trying to build another store on HIP, and how long that's going to take. And right now I'm working anywhere from 12 to 15 hours a day, pretty much 7 days a week, and I've been doing this for almost 2 years. And the thing is, to build another store, I just couldn't see it. I couldn't see clear my way to start something like that. I really seriously considered it, but I just couldn't see it clear. Maybe that'll change. I don't know. But for me, it just wasn't going to work, because sometimes I get really exhausted from, everybody knows that when you are listing, that's one of the least favorite things you have to do on these sites, is list these items. But you have to list to get them up so people can see them and, people can buy them. But if I'm having to list on 2 stores and then I'd have to separate all those cards, because I wouldn't put, I don't cross post. There's a way that you can do it through their AI system that links it, that links eBay with HIP postcards. But because of this category change, I heard the AI thing is down and it's broken. So it's not working. So, I wouldn't, I thought, I wasn't going to cross post. I was going to put either duplicates that I had on eBay or just different cards that I didn't have on eBay over on HIP. And like I said, it would just, in my view, it would just take too long to, build and come to a point where it starts making decent sales. But that's me. That's my opinion. Okay. So that's my feelings on that. Nothing against the site. For now, it's just not going to work for me. So what else can I share with you that's happened lately? Oh, yeah. A couple of days ago. This was a scary thing, but we got through it. I went out for my morning coffee routine, like I normally do. I go out for about an hour and I have coffee and I kind of spend some quiet time and think about, what I'm going to do during the day, my business goals and things like that. And I came back, everything is fine. And I came back, and on my computer screen, I had the dreaded blue screen. How many times have you come up and seen that on your computer monitor? And basically, it was some kind of program that Windows, and it was a program that said it was some kind of repair program. I can't think of the exact name of it, but what it said was, this repair program can't repair your PC. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with my PC? It was fine when I left. So I tried a couple of things, tried to reboot, tried to restart. Nothing worked. I kept getting that same message, same blue screen. And there were some advanced options, but that's over my head. I didn't want to touch those because I didn't want to mess anything up. So I waited till my wife got up, and I asked her to help. And she's the IT person in the family, so she did some things. And she did what's called a system restore. And what that is it's restoring some of the data back to the old system before it did an update. And sometimes that'll fix a problem because it goes back to the old settings. Well, she did that, but the system told me it was going to take like 7 hours to do this, to go through everything that was on my computer. So I'm like, okay, there's most of the day wasted. But the thing is, it had to be done. Well, it took shorter than what happened. But the thing is, when it finally did finish, checking everything for corruption, corrupted files, it found 3 corrupted files. And because of those 3 corrupted files, this repair system couldn't fix it. So she went in and did something, and I don't know all the technical aspects of it, but she did something, and what it did was it replaced the files, the corrupt files that were there, and repaired them. And then she came running in the bedroom, and she was all excited. She goes, I think it's working. I think it's working. So I got up, and sure enough, it was booted back up, and we were back to normal. And I was back to work. But in the meantime, I didn't know if this was going to actually work. We actually went across the street to the store looking to buy another computer. because we didn't know if this was going to work. I mean, when you have a business like mine and like yours, you have to have your computer. That's what we do. That's, we work off of our computers. So we didn't know if it was going to work. So they only had one model, and it was an HP. And, Kim said that HPs make great printers, but they don't make very good computers. She didn't like the computers they made. So, and all they had was one HP. That's it. They didn't have anything in the back room. They just had one on the display. And we just didn't feel comfortable just settling for just one that we weren't sure of. And it's not the same computers I have. And so what we did is we went on Amazon and we looked, and she found one that was almost exactly like the one I have now, that you're seeing me on now. And but it was an upgrade. Okay, so we bought that one, and it got delivered just a few minutes ago. So we're going to keep that as a backup. We're going to hook it up and test it to make sure it works okay, because we've had that happen before. We ordered a monitor and it didn't work. It was malfunctioned, but we're going to keep that as a backup. So in case anything goes wrong with this computer, we have a backup and it won't disrupt business. But those are the things that are happening with me. And I'd be curious to find out what's happening in your world in reselling. Share in the, feel free to share in the comments what's going on with your world with eBay right now. Have you decided to move over to HIP postcards? Have you decided to leave eBay? Have you decided that you're going to do both? Have your sales increased? Have they decreased? Feel free to share anything you want to share that you feel comfortable with. The only thing I ask is that you keep it clean. I know we're all pretty upset over this whole eBay thing because, like I said, a lot of us, our sales have tanked. But keep it clean and just feel free to share. See, that way, if eBay picks up on this and they see my channel, maybe they'll do something. I don't know. But, even Don, the auction professor, said he went on one of their boards and he said there were over 600 complaints on eBay about people just outraged over this whole thing. So they obviously know about what's going on, and they know how upset their sellers are, and even some of their buyers. I saw one quote where a guy said, "I'll never buy off eBay again," because he was having so many problems in the search mode. He couldn't find what he was looking for on eBay, so he went out on Google and used search terms, and he found it right away. Go figure. Anyway, feel free to share anything you want about what's going on in your world, and maybe it'll help somebody else, and maybe it'll encourage somebody else. I want to encourage people, but like I said, I'm a realist, and I just want to tell you the facts, the way things are right now with eBay. And hopefully these things will get straightened out by the, October 19th, and we'll be back to some sense of normalcy, and we can get back to selling more postcards and have a very successful and profitable Q4. Okay? So I guess that's it for now, guys. Oh, and in case any of you have ever wondered what happened to my hat, I never got it. Tried twice. And it wasn't Redbubble's fault. It wasn't their printer's fault. It was UPS. They just lost my hat twice in a row. I don't know how they could do that, but they did. And they refunded my money, and I had, But anyway, listen, I got to go. But you guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. If you got anything out of this video, and I hope you did, smash that like button. It helps the channel. I really appreciate it. I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers. That's something that's working. I want to tell you, I've been getting more and more subscribers every day. And I appreciate you guys so much. And, it is my goal to try to help you make more money on platforms like eBay and selling postcards. So that's what I want to do. So that's why sometimes you got to report the good and the bad just to kind of balance things out. But anyway, I got to go. You guys have a great day. Hopefully we'll see you on the next video. Take care and bye for now.